Welcome to Section 420, Talkin Yankees, the podcast. Well, Max Fried gives the Yankees a little shot in the arm, returning much sooner than we thought he would in the doubleheader against the Pirates and pitching a good game, 5 innings of shutout baseball in a game the Yankees were able to win 2-0 and, of course, split the doubleheader with the Pittsburgh Pirates. But, of course, Fried getting a little bit of a surprise as he was scheduled to make one more rehab start before joining the team. And I guess just with the rain out of the second Pirates game yet and the doubleheader kind of, put the rotation in flux. And they figured he was scheduled to throw Wednesday anyway, so why not just have him throw a game? And that's what happened. And actually, everything pretty came up roses for Fried and the Yankees. So we'll get into his pitching line. But before we do, make sure to subscribe to the podcast, Section 420 Talkin Yankees podcast, wherever you get your favorite podcast. There's also the YouTube version of the show. Go to YouTube, search for Section 420 Talkin Yankees, and subscribe there as well. Now, dropped the most recent YouTube episode and kind of did touch upon Fried, where at the time, after the All-Star break, he did make one rehab start for 3 innings. He did throw 52 pitches, gave up 5 hits, including 1 home run. And the plan after that was to have at least one more rehab start. And then after this, he was going to join the Yankees rotation. And again, as mentioned at the top, the rotation with the doubleheader with the Pirates, they figured, well, we could maybe throw an opener. What should we do here? So basically, Boone, Brad Austin, the bench coach, and Matt Blake, the pitching coach, will kind of get their heads together, figure out, what's going to be the plan here. What should we do for this doubleheader? Obviously, Cole was going to go in the first game, and they figure, well, again, since Matt Fried was scheduled to throw that day anyway, that Wednesday, they figure, right, you know what? Let's just have him throw in a game, and that's just basically what he did. So it was kind of a surprise to everybody, even Fried, but Fried was on board. Pretty much looked like, he didn't skip a beat there. So he went a total of 5 innings, very efficient with his pitches, threw 57 pitches, 37 of them were strikes, did get 10 swing and misses. Now, with Fried, yes, he could strike people out, but he relies more on the ground ball there, so likes to get, batters to beat that ball into the ground. So McMahon with, a couple good plays there behind him. That's why you want to have the good defense behind Max Fried in terms of his stuff. His best fastball got clocked at 98.3 miles per hour, and his cutter was steadily at 92 miles per hour. So stuff-wise, looked like everything was there. And again, it's been so long, actually, he hasn't thrown a pitch in the majors. That was the time he took himself out of the game against the Orioles. That was back on May 13th. It kind of seemed like the Yankees were in this little bit of a funk since that time. I mean, it really kind of started when Judge had to take himself out for his rib injury there. And the team's kind of been floundering since. And good news on Fried there, it definitely helps the Yankee rotation. They didn't really do it by the books. It's a game that includes Fried, Paul Blackburn, even Will Warren coming out of the pen for the first time in a while to get the hold, and then the save ultimately going to Tim Hill. So again, the Yankees had to kind of pull out all the stops for this one, and would hurt them furthermore that the first game that they lost went into extra innings, so the Yankees had to burn the bullpen a little bit there as well. So the Yankees really had to, again, pull out all the tricks for this one. And you're happy that Fried's back, and, obviously against Pittsburgh, you were hoping to take all 3 games. You only take 2 out of 3. So you say, was it terrible? No. And Garrett Cole wasn't terrible. Just the Yankee offense overall, and I kind of mentioned this in the previous YouTube episode, really hasn't been backing up. He's had a lot of tough luck losses. You look at the last one against the Dodgers. Again, he pitched well enough that normal circumstances you'd win that game, but the Yankees only given him 1 run to work with. Then the start before that, the Yankees only given him like 3 runs to work with. He lost that against Tampa, and this is the same situation. Pitched 7 innings. Now again, was he razor sharp? No, he did give up 3 runs, but 11 strikeouts. And you go 7 innings, you only give up 3 runs. Again, more often than not, you should win that game. And it's just really the blemish on the whole day is that this Yankee offense only scoring 3 runs in the first game. They lose it in extras, and then the second game, great, you win, but you only scored 2 runs. And it's like this Yankee offense is really, again, without Judge, just really, really teetering for support. And, Jazz been hot lately, and I kind of did a whole segment on him in the previous YouTube episode. So, not going to get on him, but, it's like the rest of the lineup up and down. It's just like there's too many automatic answers. Like, no one's doing anything. Like, Bellinger, overall, you could say he's having a good season. Obviously, made the All-Star team, but it's like, when's the last time he's hit a home run? It's been a while, and it's just the rest of these guys just not doing that much. So, the Yankees getting by, and again, they're lucky that Tampa stumbled a toe a little bit. Boston keeps rolling there, and before you know it, Yankees and Boston might be neck and neck there for second place in the American League. Maybe you have to neck and neck for that top wild card spot. But the Yankees got to find some ways to generate some more offense there. Again, pitching overall has been good. It's just you can't score 3 runs and then 2 runs. Yankees had a bit of a breakout game Monday night. Great, the first game against the Pirates. Included a couple of Jazz home runs, but Again, you just need to see more of it from some other guys, and they got to contributing. Rice obviously with a 3-run home run. He was hot before the All-Star break, and obviously a little disappointing in the home run derby. But Bellinger, he's got to step it up a little bit more. I mean, he has to be the guy, until Judge returns, which we still don't know. But put the focus back on Max Fried. Looks like the stuff was A+, the velocity, everything was good to go there. So hopefully he's over that, quote unquote bone bruise on his elbow, which to this day still don't know how you get that as a pitcher unless a comebacker hits you or something like that. But nevertheless, Max Fried looking good, and it's just a good shot in the rotation. The Yankees kind of need that because they can do a little bit of patchwork a little bit just to have him in there. I think it just breathes a fresh breath of life, and this is what originally the Yankees were supposed to have with these two guys. Obviously last year, Cole out with the Tommy John surgery. Max Fried kind of took the reins as the ace, and this is the first time now we're seeing Cole and Fried both in the rotation. I mean, that was always the original plan for the two of them to be the top of the rotation. Now we finally have it. So, take a breath a little bit. I think Cole will be fine. He's still mentioned that he's still not 100% there. He kind of working on a few things there, but just to have those two guys there at the top of rotation, I just think it helps. I don't know if that's going to score runs for the team there, but I just think that helps. And of course, before you know it, soon, hopefully Rodon is back as well, and the Yankees could have their rotation, kind of set up. Fried, Cole, Rodon, Cam Schlittler, Weathers, and that's kind of the original tension it was supposed to be. Just having these guys out there, even someone like Weathers, who, you don't think about him, but just if that's your number 5 starter, I mean, I'll kind of take that, even though he's up and down a little bit, I'll take that up probably most of other teams' 5th starter. And then you have someone like Will Warren, and, he's flexible, so we saw him come out of the pen. He could spot start. He could kind of be that Clark Schmidt type of guy, kind of just jack of all trades. And, he's got a high velocity fastball, so have him come in at one inning, just air it out, 98, 99. That's just a weapon that Boone now has for the Yankees. So the Yankees split the doubleheader, move ahead now. We'll get a day off. Then they start a 3-game series in Philadelphia. Should be interesting now. Obviously, the Yankees, Cam Schlitt, Ben Rice, and Bellinger, and all of them getting booed down there. So it should be interesting. And obviously, I'm sure a lot of Yankee fans will travel down there. So should be a fun weekend. And after that, move on to face the Chicago White Sox. Catch you next time.